Arc Raiders keeps on getting better. What started out as a visually striking sci-fi shooter has steadily evolved in one of the most anticipated games of the year, and for good reason. Each test, update, and reveal has layered on new mechanics, bigger threats, smarter enemy AI, turning the experience to a blend of survival extraction and large-scale PvE like anything else we've seen on the horizon. Today we're going to be diving into Arc Raiders and discussing why the hype is getting louder and how Arc Raiders is shaping up to be something truly special. For those of you that don't know, Arc Raiders is a game developed by Embark Studio, the same studio behind the Finals, but unlike that game's chaotic, fast respawn arena battles, Arc Raiders is slower, heavier, and built around atmosphere and tension. At its core, Arc Raiders is a third-person PvPvE extraction shooter set on a devastated future Earth. Now, as a raider, you're sent to the surface, which is patrolled by massive, deadly AI machines called Arcs. Raiders are the underground resistance fighting to reclaim resources, gather intelligence, and survive. The journey begins in a place called Speranza, which is a massive underground hub. Within the city, you choose your loadout, tweak your perks, and prepare for a raid on the surface. And once you head there, your mission is simple in theory, but challenging in execution. What separates this game from other extraction shooters like Escape from Tarkov is the deliberate pacing, limited resources, and the numerous types of encounters that can shift the balance of your run. If you've played extraction shooters before, the loop will seem similar. Deploy to the surface, complete objectives, scavenge loot, kill or avoid both NPCs and other players, and then extract successfully to bring your rewards home. But Arc Raiders puts a unique spin on it through pacing, unpredictability, and environmental design. Ammo and healing items are scarce, so you can't just charge into every fight. Sometimes the smartest move is to kind of retreat or bypass danger entirely. The Arc AI comes in many forms, from small drones to massive like giga crawlers that can literally shred through squads. Now, the Arc enemies aren't just bullet sponges. They have weak points, mobility, and behavior patterns. You just have to kind of survive enough to understand them. Some can have their legs completely blown off and still keep moving. Others can fly and then patrol entire sectors. Let's just say running into one at the wrong time can ruin your plans of getting home. Adding to all of the craziness is the unpredictable part, and that is the player interactions. Some encounters end in silent standoffs, with each side kind of weighing whether or not to fight. Others immediately break out into chaotic firefights or last-second alliances that might not hold until extraction. But the combat of Arc Raiders is where the game succeeds from what I can tell. Arc Raiders' movement system is built to feel both fluid and tactical, giving you options for mobility and survival. You can crouch, you can slide, dodge, climb, and even use the omnidirectional dodge to quickly reposition. Slides can be chained into gunplay, letting you shoot while keeping your momentum, and most terrain is scalable thanks to some of the light parkour that's in the game. The maps are designed with big hills that invite long, fast slides, making traversal feel really quick and dynamic. The combat sits at a medium time to kill, giving you just enough time and room to kind of react under fire without dragging out fights. Shields are critical, and once they're gone, you go down quickly, so be aware of that. There's distinct audio cues that let you know if you're hitting shields or landing health damage as well. And with this being an extraction shooter based on loot, weapons can start simple but can be upgraded for better performance. And the early limitations of the magazine size and weapon swap speed make reload timing and loadout management a key part of surviving every encounter. From what we've seen about Arc Raiders and what I've played, it's pretty awesome. The combat is one of my favorite aspects. Now, once you're done with a run, you go back to Speranza, where progression revolves around the usuals, upgrading gear through crafting and salvaging, unlocking perks and skill trees for massive bonuses, and trading with NPC vendors for gear and quests. Now, most loot can be broken down into crafting materials, giving value to almost everything you pick up. The high value items can be sold for coins to fund upgrades as well. Next up, let's talk about the overall map design and world building. Verticality is a big part of the Arc Raiders maps. You'll climb Arc corpses, scale rooftops, and fight for vantage points overlooking entire districts. The maps look gorgeous, and the draw distance is impressive. Being able to kind of spot Arc bots moving on the distant edges of the map adds so much sense of scale to the game world. Much like a lot of the games in this genre, having a dynamic time of day and weather systems during gameplay adds an expectation that no two runs will be the same. Things like fog and storms reduce visibility, creating more close quarters combat, whereas full night raids force you to rely on flashlights, which can give away your position, instantly increasing the game's tension. Players are also able to modify the battlefield mid-raid with zip lines, shield walls, and door barricades to control entry points. The world is filled with hazards like alarmed vehicles, turrets, guard interiors, and even scattering birds can reveal your location. Arc Raiders' environment as a whole will have you immersed in your runs, but the sound is one of the game's strongest features to help keep you aware. Footsteps, gunfire, and environmental noises are all finely tuned. You can hear enemies on different floors, what kind of material they're stepping on, and of course, directional audio. All of these can be used to track threats as well as give away your own position. And many of the people that played the game have described moments where audio cues created such cinematic and memorable encounters. From hearing the Ark's heavy footsteps approaching to detecting an ambush from the sound of a weapon reload. And yes, this game also does have a proximity chat to add to the immersion, letting you overhear other players and even talk to them mid-raid. Now, the Ark are more than just background NPCs, they're active threats that influence how you approach each raid. Drones scout and alert others, bastions have destructible weak points, and crawlers range from small to massive giga variants that require multiple squads to defeat. In some cases, you kind of have to choose to either fight the Ark or conserve your ammo so you could use it against other players. So deciding whether or not to engage or avoid them is a big part of the strategy. Some players describe sneaking past Ark patrols as a game within a game, rewarding you for stealth and smart positioning. Unlike some extraction shooters, solo play in Arc Raiders is completely viable. The matchmaking system does try to group solos with other solos, keeping things pretty fair. Now, many objectives and quest progress are shared within the squad, meaning co-op play can be efficient and rewarding. Now, obviously, playing this game with friends that you can rely on will likely feel like a better experience, but I'm really intrigued to see how the community comes together upon release, to see if it's like a toxic experience like Valorant or much more community tame like Helldivers. Either way, I'm excited to see how the matchmaking system works. It certainly seems like Arc Raiders already has a passionate following. Players have been praising the mix of PvP and PvE, with many highlighting that the moments in the game really come naturally. They feel really cinematic in some of the moments, which honestly, it's one of my favorite things about Battlefield, so I'm excited to see how this game feels firsthand. Notably, even when players fail or lose loot, or even get betrayed by a stranger or being overrun by an Arc, many think the experience is fun because of how unpredictable and dynamic the matches feel. Playtests have revealed some issues that the player base have had with the current version of the game. For example, consistent PvP balancing, progression speed that felt a bit too fast for some, limited backpack space restricts the loot potential of the game, and weapon variety is very limited so far. So including more guns, ammo types, and even enemy AI types would help with the long-term replayability. All in all, this game looks very promising. In a crowded genre, Arc Raiders differentiates itself from the typical extraction shooter. I think this game could be very successful. However, it is going up against Battlefield in the same month. I don't think it's really going to affect it too much, but I'm excited to see how the extraction community takes this game. I really think that the blending of AI threats and enemy encounters seamlessly inside a beautiful atmosphere with a slower tactical pace could keep me engaged with this game for years to come after release. It's not trying to be the next Tarkov, it's carving its own space, one where tension and immersion are as important as loot and gunplay. I would say that we're going to get more of a Division Dark Zone with this game than the next Tarkov, which I think is a good thing because I love Division. If Embark Studios can keep refining Arc Raiders, add more content, and give us more updates to the game, it has the potential to be one of 2025's best titles yet, at least from a multiplayer standpoint. It's already winning over extraction veterans and has a long line of new players getting ready to drop in. So whether you're into PvP, taking down massive bosses, or just the atmosphere of exploring a dangerous but beautifully crafted world, Arc Raiders is shaping up to deliver something worth keeping on your radar. But that's going to wrap it up with this video, guys. Let me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, hit the like button, sub to the channel with your noties on, and until next time, this has been Wes, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.